Welcome back to week 2 of the National Sim Racing League at Williams Grove in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm Jeremy Rucker here with you tonight, as well as Ryan Ayers up in the booth with me and Tom Jenks running the cameras. Ryan, last week at USA Speedway in the street stocks was an action-packed night, with Chris Watkins taking home the checkered. What do you expect tonight here at Williams Grove in these 410 sprint cars?
Well, tonight I'm going to be expecting a lot of very close side-by-side racing. We got a lot of big names out here joining us tonight, these 410 sprint cars. I'm going to go ahead and predict the winner, though, early tonight. I've been watching the 75 car of James Nunn. Expect him to be out front for most of the A-main tonight.
How's that track looking? Is it pretty slicked up already, or what are we expecting?
Well, you know, it's starting to come around at first. I would say that, is pretty grippy. Now you can tell it's starting to lay some rubber down in the corners, and it's starting to get really fast here in these sprint cars.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting, I'll pick my winner tonight. I'm looking at Michael Hammond. He was our first, that fun run we had 3 weeks ago in the late models. He won that race. I'm hoping he can wheel this sprint car like he did that late model.
Indeed, I would say that's a safe bet as well. He's an experienced racer out here, and he's been out front with some quick times already tonight. I would definitely be keeping an eye on him too. Looks like they're getting the heat race lineups all set up here, guys. They're out there running a few practice laps before we get started tonight. Going to be running a pair of heat races from the sounds of it, and then a 35-lap A-main after this. Like I said, be expecting a lot of close side-by-side racing coming out of these group of guys here. Some really well-known names joining us, and as they are leaving the pit area now to get in some practice laps before tonight's racing starts. Tonight's race is going to be brought to you by Simcast TV. We are broadcasting each and every race hosted by the National Sim Racing League. Some other sponsors that are joining us for this week's event: Aero Wraps Designs, Dodge Boys Fabrication, Bruton Kennels, and the officiating race team, High Octane Sim Racing. Feel free to look all those guys up on Facebook, guys. Like their pages. This broadcast here would not be possible without those groups of individuals and their organizations. So thank you very much. Once again, you have myself, Ryan Ayers, and then Jeremy Rucker broadcasting tonight. Our executive producer of High Octane Sim Race of Simcast TV is Tom Jenks. He's going to be the man behind the cameras tonight, bringing you all the live shots of the racing that takes place tonight. So special thanks to him as well.
All right, guys. Looks like the Heat 1 lineup is set, and they're getting ready to make their way out onto the track. Starting on our pole tonight will be Quinn Walsh in that 21 car. Outside row number 1 will be Scott Johnson from Besida, Minnesota, for Skidmark Motorsports. Sponsored by the Besida Bar and PSP Insurance Services. Sorry if I mispronounced that. 75, James Nunn will be inside row number 2, starting in 3rd. Outside row number 2 will be Michael Hammond in the number 8 sprint car. And 5th will be Dustin Ennerly in that 55 Pabst Blue Ribbon racing machine. Outside row 3 will be 84 and Cale Stinson. In the Stinson Concrete Contracting 410 sprint car. Looks like Heat 1's going to be a pretty good race, Ryan. 6 laps of hopefully some action-packed green flag racing.
For sure, a lot of good names out there. Expect some great battles, and we'll see what the track turns out to be after this 6-lap heat race.
looks like they made their way on the track, Ryan. Again, we got Ben Wallace in first, Scott Johnson in the 07 car in second, James Nunn, that 75 Ruthun Wire Hairs Racing Machine in third, in eighth, Michael Hammond in the 08 Sprint car in fifth, Dustin Enderle in the 55 Pabst Blue Ribbon Racing Machine, and starting sixth in the Stinson Concrete Machine will be Cale Stinson in the 84 Sprint car. All right, Cale does a little sprint car in real life.
Yes, he does. I've actually have followed his YouTube page where he posts his videos, and a very experienced sprint car racer joining us tonight. So it's going to be an exciting race, that's for sure.
Oh, looks like there was a jump. There was a jump early, so they're going to have to restart heat 1 and get relined up. Okay. All right, looks like they're going to go green at turn 4 this time. Hopefully we can get that lineup set a little bit better this time and get the green flag. Good jump here. Starting again on the pole, Quinn Walsh, 21 car. Second, Scott Johnson. Third, James Nunn. Fourth, Michael Heyman. Fifth, Dustin Early. And sixth will be Cale Stinson. All right, they're making their way into turn 3 now. And we're getting the green flag action here. Here we go. Looks like the outside road just didn't get a good start. Quinn Wallace is starting at turn 1 now. James Nunn working the outside in that 75 car. And he got a new leader now, looks like. James Nunn took over the lead, but we got a battle here. James Nunn's going to lead lap number 1. Looks like we got some racing back there, back in third. Dustin Enderle in fourth. James Nunn coming out 4 this time, your leader still. Ben Wallace and Cale Stinson throws a slider, clears in 2. He's your new second place person. He's working his way up to the front. They're working that middle line, a little bit of rubber build up, but Quinn Wallace just isn't giving up yet. James Nunn, though, he's got a demanding lead right now. We're halfway, 3 to go. James Nunn out ahead early, excuse me.
Yeah, I know you had mentioned that the 21 car of Quinn Wallace was out there battling for his position as well. He just spun around, and his car looks like it got some steering problems here as he's having some trouble controlling his car.
White flag this time by for your leader. White flag, 1 to go for James Nunn. James Nunn with a demanding lead right now. Oh. And your winner tonight will be James Nunn, that 75 car. Like the second place finish will be 84 of Cale Stinson in the Cale Stinson Concrete Race Machine. And third will be the 55 Pabst Blue Ribbon Racing Machine of Dustin Enderle. And fourth will be Quinn Wallace. Like Scott Johnson was not able to finish. Michael Heyman did not finish as well.
Yeah, it looked to me like the '07 car of Scott Johnson. He was running with Quinn Wallace, battling for the fourth position. He got a little bit too low, made contact with the inside wall, and that's why he wasn't able to finish the race there. And that was right towards the end. That wraps it up for heat number 1, everybody. We're getting heat number 2 lined up now. 2 are lining up here. They're reading off the lineups. They'll be going out on the track here shortly for everybody.
So the results of Heat 1 are going to be James Nunn, the 75 car in first, James Stenson in second, and third will be Dustin Early in fourth, Quinn Wallace in fifth, Scott Johnson, and Michael had a little bit of trouble early, it looked like, and he'll be in sixth. Heat 2's getting ready to form now.
All right, everybody. They're getting the cars lined up in the pit area. They're getting ready to make their way out on the track. We got last week's winner, Chris Watkins, in the Dodge Boys fabrication car. He'll be in heat number 2. Watching him out on the track in the 19 car tonight. Sponsored by Dodge Boys Fabrication and Aero Wrap Designs.
All right, guys, looks like Heat 2's getting ready to take the track. On the pole will be Thomas Van Ness in the number 5 sprint car. The mobile race machine. Number 11 in second will be Joshua Battles in third, Alan Westman. And fourth, Chris Watkins. Fifth, Anthony Miller in the 71 Aero Reps Racing Machine. And sixth will be Alan Joyle in the 122 sprint car. And starting in seventh will be Lee Carblum.
All right, Jamie, pretty
Scratch
good
that.
heat
Lee
race
was in
here.
the first one. Sorry, guys. Green flag, and Thomas Van Ness got a good jump out front. Number 9 catches a little bit of him, and we got Rex.
Looked like
All
there
right,
was
looks
some
like
lineup difficulty there, Jeremy. Guys were confused on where they were supposed to be lining up. I don't know. The racers have little headsets inside their helmets where the admins are able to tell them where to line up, but it sounds like they were having some technical difficulties there. Somebody wasn't lined up where they needed to be, and as a result, we're going to restart heat number 2 to give everybody a fair chance here. They were ready to race, so you can tell they had a lot of jumps there at the beginning between pretty much every driver out there. They were eager to get out there and race, that's for sure.
and we're going green flag this time by Alan Westman popping a wheelie on the get-go here. Thomas Vanessa, number 5 Racing Mobile Machine, out early with 71 of Anthony Miller nipping in second. In third, we got Chris Watkins, and in fourth, it looks like the number 11 car of Joshua Battles. Chris Watkins makes a pass on Thomas Vanessa on the front stretch, and he's our new leader. Oh, but Chris gets a little sideways in 1 and 2, and Thomas holds steady. Back in her first for Thomas Vanessa in that number 5 Mobile Racing Machine. A lot of shuffling right now in positions. Looks like Anthony Miller had a little trouble, and he's back in the pits with his race machine.
Yeah, Miller was fast early. Looked like he got into the outside wall in one of the corners there, and as a result, it spun him around, and he pulled it into the pit area. He must have had some car troubles.
And we're halfway down, 3 to go this time. We got Chris Watkins up front still, or sorry, Thomas Vanessa still your leader. Thomas is out of Bemidji, Minnesota with Skidmark Motorsports as well. And his sponsors are Bemidji Welder Supply and Beside a Bar.
He was one to watch early last week in those street stocks. He had a really fast car, was dominating early. The car kind of gave away from him, it looked like. And he kind of got shuffled to the back last week. But, man, he's out here making a statement right now in heat race number 2. He's got a commanding lead.
And we're on the final lap here as he throws it into 3. If he doesn't step on it, he's going to be heat race number 2 winner in that 05 Mobile Racing Machine. And, yes, he's got it. In first will be Thomas Vanessa.
Second place goes to the number 19 Dodge Boys fabrication car of Chris Watkins. Like third place will be the number 9 car, Alan Westman.
Looks like Joshua Battles will take out 5th, and Anthony Miller, that 71, the Flying Dutchman, was not able to finish the heat race tonight in that Discount Tire Aero Reps Racing Machine. All right, we're going to take a small break. We're going to get the A-main lineups, and we'll be back shortly. Thanks for tuning in to Simcast TV.
Okay, looks like we're getting ready to line up for the A.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, would you bring your attention to me? For a feast for your eyes to see, an explosion of catastrophe, like nothing you've ever seen before. Watch closely as I open this door. Your jaws will be on the floor. After this, you'll be begging for more.
Copy that.
Welcome to the show. Please come inside. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You've seen that seeing is believing. Your ears and your eyes will be bleeding. Please check to see if you're still breathing. Hold tight, 'cause the show is not over. If you will, please move in closer. And you're about to be bowled over by the wonders you're about to behold here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Please come inside. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it.
We're ready to get this racing restarted now, folks. Like the cars are making their way out to the track.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Glad you came along. Please come inside. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want it? Do you need it? Let me hear it.
All right, welcome back, guys, from our short commercial break. We're back live now. The cars are on their track for the A main. Starting on the pole tonight is going to be that number 5 racing machine, Thomas Vanas. Outside row number 1 is going to be James Nunn. And row number 2 will be the 9 car of Alan Westman. Outside row number 2 will be Chris Watkins in the number 19 car. Inside row number 3 will be Dustin Ennerly in that Pabst Boy Blue Ribbon racing machine. Outside row number 3 will be 84 and Cale Stinson in the Stinson concrete racing machine. Inside row number 4 will be Quinn Walsh in the 21 sprint car. Outside row number 4 will be Anthony Miller in the 71 car. Inside row number 5, the 07 Scott Johnson. Outside row 5, Michael Heyman in the 08. Inside row number 6 will be Lee Carblom out of North Dakota. And outside row number 6 will be Joshua Battles in the number 11 car. We got pretty good lineup. They're getting ready to get the lineup set on the track now. What do you think this A-main is going to bring us, Ryan, for racing conditions on the track?
Well, I think starting out it's going to be pretty grippy. Looked like they were just starting to get it worked in at the end of the heat races there. But be watching. I think it's going to be the best wheelman that brings home the victory tonight at the end of these 35 laps. That's for sure. I tell you what, though, Jeremy, there are a lot of good racers out there starting up front. There's going to be a lot of action tonight. I can assure you of that.
Oh, looks like there's a correction in the lineup as well. The number 9 car wanted end of line as well, like Joshua Battles. So he, starting in third now, will be Dustin Enderley in the 55 car. And to his outside will be Stenson Racing Machine in the 84 car. Quinn Wallace will be in the 21 car inside row number 4. Outside of him will be Anthony Miller, the 71 car of Aerowrap Specialty. Looks like we're going to go green flag next time by. Hopefully they're coming down the front stretch now. Wow, English, Jeremy. Coming across the start-finish line. Looks like we have a late addition as well to the in the Paul Berthwick car. And they're coming down the backstretch now. This time they're going into 3 and they're going to go green this time. Green out of 4. Thomas Vanasse is your pole setter for 2 weeks in a row in the A-main event. Here they come out of 4 now. Thomas Vanasse throws it down into 1. James Nunn working his outside though, and he's not able to clear. A little bit of contact there. Chris Watkins in the 4th, Dustin Enderley in 3rd. Thomas Vanasse still holding on to 1st though. We got a battle up front. Anthony Miller throws it in a little hard, gets the inside row. He's able to gather it up though, and he still fell back in the 9th spot. James Nunn, your leader now though, coming into 3. What do you think of this racing, Ryan? Pretty action-packed so far. Down in the bottom of 2, we might have a battle for 2nd with Dustin and Thomas. And
looks like the track's getting pretty slick already early on. A lot of guys getting pretty sideways in those corners. That's what happened to Thomas Vanasse. And that's what made him give up his lead to James Nunn, who went around him on the outside with a beautiful pass for the lead. And Thomas just seems to keep falling further back.
Out. Sorry to interrupt you, Ryan. We got a wreck in the back. Didn't see exactly what happened.
Yeah, there's a spin toward the back there. Luckily for Thomas Vanasse, that caution flag came out because he was just starting to get into the inside wall as we were speaking about how he gave up his lead. He was getting pretty loose there. Caution came out. Hopefully he can regrip and stay focused here to stay in the front. I know last week he was falling further and further back as the race went on. I'd hate to see that happen to him again. So hopefully this caution will help get those nerves settled, help the car grip a little better on the track as well, as he was struggling there at the beginning.
And they're going to come around the front stretch here under yellow. Hopefully we can... Looks like Thomas Vanasse had to go into the pits. Not really sure what happened. I didn't see any damage, but hopefully he can get that figured out real quick before we go back green.
Yeah, it looks like the 75 car James Nunn will be the one to watch. He is your leader out here early. Keep an eye on him. He was wicked fast all practice long.
Thomas Vanessa able to get out of the pits. Hopefully he can get caught back up to the backside of that race before they go, or he might find himself going a lap down early. We're going to check it down green flag this time. Here we go. James Nunn gets a good jump. Oh. And we're 3 wide coming out of 4 for a battle for 5th. And James Nunn still holding on strong at first. Dustin Ennerly in second, about a half second behind your leader. Michael Heyman gets a little squirrely, and Mr. Stenson's up in the wall. He's popping a wheelie down the backstretch, going into 3. He's working the outside now, and Scott Johnson coming out of 4. And not able to get that pass cleared. We got cars in the middle, Ryan, cars on the top, cars sideways. This racetrack is making this pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think the track is giving out a little early on this race. That's why I mentioned the best wheelman's going to win tonight. When you get going, trying to go 3 wide here early, which some of these guys are doing, it creates a big bunch up as a caution gets thrown out again.
Anthony Miller looks like he had a little bit of trouble there. Looks like in turn 1, or on the front struts actually, he got a little bump possibly, and he's running that front catch fence all the way down. Hopefully he's able to get that car gathered back up and get back to racing.
Another guy to keep an eye on is the 8 car of Michael Hammond. He started towards the back now. He's running up there in the front early on in this race. He's wheeling around some pretty good cars here early. I know that him and James Stinson in the 84 car, Stinson Concrete, they were battling there for quite a while till Stinson got loose and Hammond was able to get around him, so keep an eye on him. Looks like he's running that 5th position now. Pretty aggressive racing so far, which is what we expected in these 410 sprint cars. A lot of horsepower in these cars on a pretty challenging track. And yeah, the guys out front here making it work for them. And they are staying very competitive early on in this race.
Looks like we're down to 11 cars right now. Lee and Joshua Battles had a little trouble early on there. They went out. So, oh, Joshua Battles actually is coming back out on the track. Looks like he's got his machine fired back up. That's good to hear. And we're going to go green this time. Byler coming in at 3 now. James Nunn on the pole, still your leader. In second, Chris Watkins. Dustin Ennerly in 3rd. Michael Hammond in 4th. And we're going green flag action. Yee! James Nunn with an early jump out front. We got a battle back there for 4th. They're 3 wide. Michael Heyman and Quinn Wallace. Oh, Michael gets
Heyman
sideways.
gets
We need a
sideways.
yellow flag again. Look. Not really sure exactly what happened there, but they got together pretty good, and Michael got a drive on the side of his wing. Have an interesting way to drive a sprint car. What do you think, Ryan?
Looks like Hammond, I'm watching the replay here, Hammond dove to the bottom, ended up sliding up just a little bit, making contact with Stinson, getting loose, and eventually looks like he got it on its side but flipped it back over. I don't know if he's able to still be on the track or not after that. That one looked pretty rough.
Looks like he's able to get back on the track. They might have to replace a front right tire, maybe do a little speed tape on that wing, but he's got it fired back up, and he's going to hurry up, get back to the backfield, because we're going green flag racing next time by in 4. James Nunn, still your leader, though.
Like I was saying, they're going 3 wide early on. in these 410 sprint cars, and they are staying very competitive. You know, Michael Hammond was running that 4th position early on. He started in the back, so hopefully we'll see if he can get caught back up here and make his way back up.
We're about to the halfway point for this main event tonight. And we're going to check it down. Green flag this time by, and they're fired up. Here we go. James Dunn popping a wheelie, your leader. They're all bunched up in the back there. It's kind of an interesting start. See if this one sticks. 07, Scott Johnson up into the wall, hit the bottom catch fence. See if he's able to get that gathered back up, or if we're going to go back under another yellow. And he escaped.
The 21
looks like
car.
he's done.
21 car just came from the bottom of the track, hit the inside wall, and ended up collecting a couple cars with him. Looked like the 67 of Paul Bertwick was involved. There was one other car, the 8 car of Michael Hammond. Again, unlucky turn of events for him. As we go under our 4th caution for the night, presented by Dodge Boys Fabrication.
Looks like Quinn Wallace and Chris Watkins got to go get a new Hoosier tire thrown on their cars. They're in the pits. Looks like Michael Hammond had to put his car in the trailer.
Do you see who's made their way up to the 3rd position, Jeremy? The 5 car of Tom Vaness. He had some car troubles early on in tonight's A main event, and he is back up in that 3rd position. Keep an eye on him.
Looks like we're going to go green next time by. Got
The
2 more
field-
people entering the pits right now. Oh, looks like the Flying Dutchman, Anthony Miller, and that 71 Aero Wraps car's going into the pits as well. As well as Joshua Battles.
The field is definitely dwindling down here as we are just over halfway in our A main event tonight.
Looks like Stinson had to go in the 84 car, had to go in the pits as well, and he's able to get that back out on the track now. He's joining the back of the field. We're going to go green flag this time now. James Nunn still your leader. And he throws the green flag, and they're coming out of 4 now. James Nunn, Dustin Ennerly, Chris Watkins. Working that outside line, making it work. Looks like we got a battle back there for 5th. They're... Oh! Not sure what happened.
No, I'm not sure either. There was a big wreck there in the back though. Looked like the 67 car got into the side of the 5 car of Tom Vaness there on that last caution, stuck him in the outside wall opening where he hit a post, and the car might be done for the night. Looks like the admins here tonight have called for a single file restart going forward for the rest of tonight's event. Single file restarts from here on out. They call the red flag now due to debris on the track on the backstretch there. That, like I said, that last caution, the car hit the backstretch wall opening, which was a post sticking out right as you enter onto the pits in the backstretch. And there was a lot of debris to pick up from that. Luckily, that 5 car, Tom Vaness, is okay. Driver of the 5 car, Tom Vaness, is okay. We got everything picked up now, guys. We're going to get ready to start pace again. Hopefully go green lap racing for the rest of the race.
Sorry, guys, we're getting a little technical difficulties out there on the field. They're trying to get it fixed now. All right, guys, we're going green flag next time by. Looks like they got everything figured out.
I'm beginning to wonder if the Patriots football team is out in the stands there. They're having some headset problems. They're not able to speak to each other or hear. So we're going to go ahead and blame it on the Patriots. Sounds like they got it resolved, though, and we're going to be going back to green flag racing to finish out this race here.
Yep,
As we work
looks
through
like
these.
their tires might be a little low on the PSI. I think Tom Brady is out there with the ball boy keeping the tires low.
All right, they're going green flag. '75 car of James Nunn, still your leader.
Oh, we got a little bit of a little gaggle of them in the back stretch. Hopefully they can all get it figured back out. James Nunn, your leader with Dustin Enderle on the bottom, and third's going to be Chris Watkins.
James Nunn making that high side work tonight.
Still your leader, James Nunn, though. Dustin Enderle's reeling him in a little bit each lap. He's running the bottom. Chris in third, running the top side. Gets a little loose out of 2. Looks like the field's kind of strung out now. Your top 5, James Nunn, Dustin Enderle, Chris Watkins, James Stinson, and Quinn Wallace with Alan Westman in 6th. James has about a half-second lead on your second place car. James Nunn coming out of 4 now in the 75 Root Hunt Wire Hairs Racing Machine. Oh, James Stinson getting a little squirrely coming out of 4, but he's got to gather back up and he's thrown it into 1.
Looks like Enderle just is having some fuel issues. I think he ran out of fuel. He gives up his second place position. And he's
Tough luck
stopping.
tonight.
He's going to the pits now as he rolls in. I think he ran out of fuel. So Chris Watkins will be in your second place. The 19 car, James Nunn, still your leader.
Chris Watkins gets a little bit in the wall out of 4. James Nunn still your leader this time. This should be the final lap here tonight. He throws it in the 3rd coming out of 4. James Nunn going to pick up Week 2 win at Williams Grove in the 410 sprint cars, followed by Chris Watkins in 2nd. James Stinson in 3rd. The fireworks are going off. The crowd's crazy. Oh my, oh my. Hopefully, Ryan, are you making your way down to the pits?
I am running through the pits here, trying to catch the leader to be in his pit stall as soon as he parks it. This is my favorite time of the night.
Yeah, he's running. He's got his corn dog in the left hand, bottle of ketchup in the right. Careful.
I think I found him here. We're going to drag him out of the car.
Drag him out of the car.
And here he is, your race winner, the 75 car of James Nunn. James, congratulations on the win. What do you think of tonight's race?
It was a lot of fun. You know, it was a slippery track. There was really only one place on each corner. It was different in each corner where you could run and stay hooked up, and I really liked it.
I saw you were making the high side work for you for most of the race tonight. What did you find up there that some other guys weren't finding? They were running the lower side to where you were staying high, almost up against the wall at some points. What do you like about it up there?
It was just a lot of forward bite, especially in 1 and 2. It was really hooked up. I could go flat out just about in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 is a whole different story. You know, a lot of slowing down. I had to whoa it up in 3 and 4 and kind of ease back onto the throttle going down the front stretch. I got it really squirrely there. I think is maybe 3 or 4 laps to go, but managed to hold on to it. You know, like I said, it was a lot of fun.
You did appear to stay very calm for pretty much the entire race. What do you think with those caution laps coming out? You had some big gaps there at some points during the race. How did you stay calm and continue to stay out there in the lead after all those cautions?
It was, doing the pace laps, that's what calmed me down, got my heart rate down, all that stuff. A little bit of nerves, but like I said, just the pacing kept my heart rate down, and it was frustrating to lose my lead every time caution came out, but it was, I still had a good handling car here tonight, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, you definitely seemed very calm out there, and you had some pretty good laps turned tonight. Do you have any sponsors, anybody you'd like to thank on tonight's win?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Right-Hand Kennels, Under the Influence Graphics, Maxim Chassis, and yeah, that's it. I would like to thank NSRL for putting this show on. It's a really good show, and I'm excited about it, ready to be back next week.
Sounds good, man. Well, thank you very much for coming tonight. As you win your first NSRL race here in the 410 Sprint Cars at Williams Grove. Congrats on the win again, and we hope to see you next week.
Thank you, sir. See you then.
Well, there you had it from your winner tonight. Looks like what we learned was the 2 words, throttle control. A lot of people didn't have it, but James Nunn was able to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to do it for us tonight for week 2 of the National Sim Racing League Mini Dirt Series. If you want more dirt action racing, next Sunday at Eldora, the Pro Late Models, the Gladiators, will race at 7 p.m. Central. We'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, Aero Reps, Dodge Boy Fabrication, Root Hunt Kennels, and our team officiating the race, Hawk 10 Sim Racing. None of this would be possible without the man behind the cameras, Tom Jenks. He's got a tough task every week getting these all set up. He's got to go out to the track early, get his cameras in the corners. It can't be easy. For Jeremy Rucker, Ryan Ayers, Tom Jenks behind the cameras, this is Simcast TV, and we'll see you next week.